To write a quadratic equation given these 3 points, we can write our equation in the standard form, which is y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. In order to find the values of a, b, and c, we need to plug in our point x and y. Since we have 3 points, we need to write our quadratic form 3 times by plugging our x values and y values from each point. So for our first equation, we're going to have, instead of y equals, we're going to have negative 32 equals to a times x. X is negative 3, so we have negative 3 squared, plus b times x, which is negative 3, and then plus c. And you're going to repeat that same process for the second point and the third point. So here's my second equation, and here's my third equation. Now I'm going to simplify each equation. So for the first equation, I have negative 32 equals to negative 3 squared is 9. So 9 times a is just 9a. B times negative 3 is negative 3b, and bring down the plus c. For the second equation, I have negative 10 equals to negative 1 squared is 1. 1 times a is a. B times negative 1 is negative b, and again bring down the c. And my last equation is negative 7 equals to 2 squared is 4. So then we have 4a. B times 2 is just 2b, and plus c. In order to find the values of a, b, and c from these 3 equations, we're going to use the elimination method. So pick any 2 equations to work with so that when you add them together, you're eliminating one of the variables. So the variable that we're going to eliminate first is the c. So I'm going to make the top positive c, and then for the second equation, going to become negative c. So I need to multiply this equation by negative 1. So now what I have here is negative 32 equals to 9a minus 3b plus c. And for my second equation, it's going to become positive 10 equals to negative a plus b minus c when I distribute this negative 1. So now I can add these 2 equations together. So I have negative 32 plus 10, so that's negative 22 equals to 9 minus 1 here, so that will be 8a, and then negative 3 plus 1, so that will be negative 2b. And now you're going to pick another 2 equations, and you're going to eliminate the same variable, which is c here earlier, because positive c plus negative c is 0. So again, for the second equation, I'm going to multiply that by negative 1, so that c can become negative again. So the equation I'm using is the first one and the third equation. So what we have here is negative 32 equals to 9a minus 3b plus c. And my second equation this time is going to be positive 7 equals to negative 4a minus 2b minus c. So again, when I add these 2 equations together, my c's are eliminated because it became 0. So negative 32 plus 7, that's negative 25 equals to 9 minus 4, so that will be 5, and bring down the a. Negative 3b plus negative 2b, so that's negative 5b. So since these 2 equations only contains a and b, I can solve for a or b using the elimination method again. So I'm going to bring down the second equation below this equation. So the variable that we are going to eliminate here is going to be the b. So you can eliminate a if you want to. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 5 because I want to make the top equation positive 10b. And then the bottom equation, I'm going to make it multiply by 2 because I want a negative 10b. It doesn't matter if you want the top to be negative or bottom to be positive. As long as the sign's different so that when you add them together, it gives you 0. So now I'm going to distribute everything by negative 5. So we have 110 equals to negative 40a plus 10b. And then for the second one, it's going to be negative 50 equals to 10a minus 10b. So now when I add these 2 equations together, the b's are eliminated. So what I have left is 60 equals to negative 30a, and divide both sides by negative 30. So the value of a is negative 2. Since I know the value of a, I can use either this equation or this equation to find b by plugging the a value. So the equation I'm using is negative 22 equals to a times a. My a value is negative 2, and then minus 2b. So now we're going to simplify this. So we have negative 22 equals to negative 16 minus 2b. So again, to solve this equation, you're going to add 16 to both sides. So what we have here is negative 6 equals to negative 2b, and divide both sides by negative 2. So the value of b is going to be positive 3. So the only variable that we don't know is the value of c. So to find c, you're going to go back to one of these three equations that you had earlier to help you find c by plugging your a and b. So again, it doesn't matter which one you use. So I'm going to use the second one because it just seems easier and quicker. So we have negative 10 equals to a. My a value is negative 2 minus my b value is 3. And then I'm looking for the value of the c. So now I'm going to simplify this equation. So we have negative 10 equals to negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5 plus c, and add 5 to both sides. So therefore, the value of c is going to be negative 5 when I add negative 10 plus 5. So now I know my a, b, and c values. So now I can write my quadratic equation, and my equation is going to be y equals to negative 2 x squared plus 3x, and then plus the c. So since c is negative, so I can just write it as negative 5. And that's my quadratic equation given these 3 points.